Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Screamin'. Welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Lightfall Season of the Wish intel. And today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. XUR has returned. Unfortunately, no Trials of Osiris this weekend because it is Iron Banner. So I'm going to give you a brief rundown on those two things, as well as all the other great farms, cheeses, and glitches that you can currently use in the Destiny 2 universe at the moment. Maybe you haven't had a chance to play at all this week, and there are some really great ones and some new ones. But first, XUR today can be found over in the Winding Cove in the EDZ. Up by the ship on the ledge. Remember, there is a tunnel that brings you up there. And he is selling today. We have the Jade Rabbit. I actually think this is really good in the new Checkmate playlist, so you might want to check it out. Very high damage scout rifle. We have the Orphidia's Scythe for the Hunter class. Grants 2 knives per charge with a 65 roll. Very across the board good. Maybe not the highest roll possible, but a good base, as all the stats are very evenly distributed. I actually think this might be one of the most evenly distributed stat rolls I've ever seen. We have the Insurmountable Skullfort for the Titan class with a 64 roll. Fairly good resilience and strength, so not bad for the Titans. And then we have the Skull of Dire Ahamkara for the Warlocks with another 64 roll. High in mobility and intellect. The mobility is sort of wasted, so you might want to skip on this unless you don't have it. Pick up any of these that you don't have. For legendary weapons, we have a False Promise with Underdog and Rampage. We have a Cold Denial with Threat Detector and Swashbuckler. We have a Legal Action with Underdog and Rampage. We have the Cartesian Coordinate with Under Pressure and Backup Plan. Pick this up if you don't have it, because the only way you can actually get this weapon is either from XUR or from Banshee. This is unfortunately not a great PvP or PvE roll. The best roll you can get on this one, I will show you quickly, because I have it on my character all the time. And if you see anything like this, definitely pick it up. Lead from Gold and Vorpal Weapon. My go-to PvE god roll. I'm sure there could be arguably some better ones, but this is definitely one of my favorite weapons. Certainly my favorite fusion rifle. And this one had accelerated coils as well as a charge time masterwork. So these are two other stats that you're going to want to look for. But pick it up if you don't have it, as it is a very rare weapon. We also have a Aquilos shotgun with incandescent. This is also a deep sight activation weapon. We have the interface, was that 6 with clown cartridge and threat detector, and then we have the memory intradict with auto loading holster and disruption brake. So a couple of good things. Like I said, pick this up if you don't have it. I do like Clown Cartridge, though I don't find myself using grenade launchers that often. The False Promise and Cold Denial are also not bad for PvE. Legal Action might not be bad for PvP. For the Legendary Armor set, we have the Sovereign Armor set. Nothing too stand out for the Warlock. Maybe pick up the chest piece if you need some resilience. Kind of wasted on the others, as it's all high mobility, but some decent rolls across the board. We have a 68, and there is a 68 on all 3 classes. I believe the Hunters got a fairly decent pair of gauntlets, and the Titans got a fairly decent chest piece, or maybe boots. But they had better stat distributions overall than the Warlocks. So maybe pick those up if you're looking for some decent legendary armor. The Hawkmoon has Quick Draw, which is a good stat for Hawkmoon. You also have Heavy Grip. Pick up the Exotic Cipher if you don't have it. Remember, if you are below, if you're a new player and you're trying to level up to 1800, If you have one character that's over 1800, you can actually, and this makes XUR kind of unique, and I sort of forgot to mention this. I usually mention it because we have some power creep at the beginning of every season. That's not the case anymore, but there are new players to the game. XUR is one of the only places that you can actually buy an exotic piece of armor for a different class. So once you get above 1800 on one character, you can actually very easily level up your second and third characters by using XUR, because you can purchase those other exotics, transfer them over to said class, and that'll give you a big power bonus. And every armor piece at that point will scale up to the new armor stat medium, which will be much higher because you have an 1800 on your person. So just in case you're looking to, level up quickly a second or third character, but it's not as relevant anymore. That's going to be it for XUR today, though. Very quickly, because I did cover this earlier in the week. But as I said, Iron Banner has returned, and if you're looking to farm out any of the great Iron Banner weapons, there are some new ones that are really, really good, and some old ones that are still really good. Overall, I think Iron Banner is a great weapons farm just because of some of the roles that you can get. The weapons have great combinations. You're going to want to get as many iron ingrams as possible so that you can focus those weapons or get more possible rolls on them. And the best way to do that is by making sure that you have your iron rank booster equipped or maxed out at 5.4. Or excuse me, it goes up much higher than that, but make sure that it's maxed out. So you have to have Iron Banner gear equipped as well as an Iron Banner emblem. Iron Banner emblems are, if you have them, you have them. But Iron Banner gear, sometimes people don't necessarily know what applies. Iron Banner gear, obviously. Iron Banner weapons also count as a piece of gear, and Iron Banner ornaments. So if you've had any of your Iron Banner gear transmogged, you can equip it to any other piece of gear, your Artifice armor, and it'll count as an Iron Banner piece of armor. You can also equip an Iron Banner ornament on top of an already existing piece of Iron Banner gear, and it will count twice. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking to farm out Iron Banner as fast as possible and get as many Iron Banner engrams as well as rank up as quickly as possible. Today's a big day for legendary lost sectors, which can also be found in the EDZ. Up here at the Quarry, one of the easiest legendary lost sectors. Anything that's in the EDZ is going to be the easiest as far as legendary lost sectors are concerned. But something I haven't really had a chance to talk about yet, which I think is actually very underrated, is the ability to now farm out unique weapons associated with every legendary lost sector. So not only are you getting exotic leg armor today, remember if you have any of those stored exotic engrams in your postmaster from previous legendary lost sectors by having your character inventory full of engrams, any kind of engram. I've covered that many times in the past, but just to reiterate, you can just take them out of your postmaster today and they will decrypt to exotic leg armor. But as I said, the Quarry is one of the easiest legendary lost sectors to farm, so it's just a great day to go out and farm some exotic leg armor if you're looking for the Swarms or Star Eater Scale or any of the other great exotic boots that are available. But the legendary weapon is the thing that I think is the most underrated, as there is some really great legendary weapons that are available through legendary lost sectors that would only be available possibly through Banshee 44, I think, that are great because not only are the rolls on them and are they very unique weapons as known by previous metas, and I will mention the ones that are available today, but they also all play into the Champions meta of this season. So everything available as far as legendary weapons through the legendary lost sector will have the ability to be part of the Champions mod meta for the current season. And the ones that I would be on the lookout for today are the Battle Scar Pulse Rifle, which can roll with kinetic tremors. Amazing for the current champion meta and PvE. Also very good for PvP. If you get the right rolls, kinetic tremors might not really play into that, though I don't think they're a bad perk, though they're not the curated perk for PvP, but it's a great weapon overall. We have the heliocentric Sidearm, which also plays in, of course, the Champions meta. It can roll with Incandescent and Heal Clip. That's a great roll on that one. And then we have the hand-in-hand Shotgun, which can roll with 1-2 Punch, which I'm sure for any Strand Titan is a go-to. So all of those things are available today from the Legendary Lost Sector. So maybe consider farming it out just for that reason. And I think I will talk about that more as time goes on, because I think it is possibly one of the best ways to farm out some of these great weapons that are only available through means like this, or possibly through Banshee 44. We're now going to head over to the tower really quick. Check out what Banshee 44 is selling. And while we're headed over there, just a quick recap on all the other stuff that you can do this weekend. Of course, we have Crota's End. We have the Prescience for the Dead Man's Tale. If you're looking to farm out Dead Man's Tale, increase the brightness a little bit. Yes, I am on a Mac. I know people ask me that all the time. This is a Mac computer. For the raid this week, we have the Garden of Salvation. Now, the Garden of Salvation is a very special raid, in my opinion, for two reasons. One, it's kind of one of the old school raids still hanging around. I think raids have kind of changed a little bit since Garden of Salvation. No longer is there a weapon associated with a raid that requires... Well, I guess Crota's End kind of has that, but in Garden of Salvation, there was a quest that was required outside of the actual raid in order to attain the Divinity, which is the raid-associated exotic for Garden of Salvation. So if you're looking to get Divinity, now is the time to do it. And Divinity is special because it is sort of one of those go-to weapons that will always be viable in every single raid from its inception moving forward. Might always be the best thing, but it's going to be at least something that everybody tries and will never be the worst thing as far as boss damage goes. Usually there's at least one person running Divinity at some point during every single raid. Maybe not every single encounter, but at least once every raid. So having it makes or sets you apart a little bit if you're somebody who's new to the game, or maybe if you've been playing for a while. So I would definitely try, now that we have, matchmaking finders actually in the game, to try to farm out the Divinity before the week is out. Just get it as soon as possible, or the next time it comes around if you don't get a chance to try it this time. Nothing really special as far as Banshee 44 is concerned. Remember, this stuff will rotate 7 hours after the daily reset. For focus decoding, maybe the Lothbrok Sea for PvP. Maybe a crate for PvE. Maybe a funnel web for PvE. Remember, the new dungeon is also now, of course, available. And I will have a video coming out very soon, possibly tomorrow, about all the ways that a solo player can make best use of this particular dungeon, as well as possibly get a solo flawless run. There is several glitches that will help or make a solo flawless run very, very possible, or a flawless run or a solo run, whatever you're trying to go for. So look for that tomorrow. But that is going to be it for all the information for today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Oh, one more thing before I forget. This week's Nightfall is rewarding the loaded question. I know I don't have it on this computer, but loaded question, fusion rifle. So farm that out if you're looking for it, though I'm sure most people are going to wait until the Adept version is available, but that is the reward. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you found anything in this video informational or helpful. You can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below. Remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel, and I do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. We're also going to be doing a much bigger one when we reach 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. If we do, we'll be giving away an Xbox Series X. If you've watched till this point in the video, you can leave a hashtag XUR or a hashtag Season of the Wish or a hashtag Lightfall in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video, or any possible feedback that you might have found helpful. You can leave that. That'll also count as a secret hashtag, which will give you another entry into the next giveaway, as I said. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and of course, we will see you next time.